Introducing Inner Sanctum's 2020 Nissan Hardbody. Guys, I think this thing is going to turn out freaking awesome when it's done. It's kind of weird to think that essentially I'm going to have a brand new truck at the end of the day, because there really isn't a part that I haven't either modified, refreshed, or replaced on this thing. Pretty freaking sweet. What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 17. Today I'm going to be installing the Z32 front brakes onto my Nissan Hardbody. Installation's pretty straightforward. I'm going to have a link to quite a few of these parts down in the description below, but let's just get straight into it. So you might be wondering why I put so much grease inside the hubs, and the reason being is that when I cleaned my old hubs out, there's a large cavity that sits in between the two bearing races, and if you don't put grease inside of there and pack it all in, when this thing starts to rotate and the bearing starts to squeeze the grease out for the path of least resistance, it pushes all the grease into the cavity, and now you no longer have lubrication on your bearing. So you have to make sure that the whole entire cavity in here is completely filled. That way the grease has nowhere to go. So, just a little tip. Alright guys, so you may have noticed that I didn't use a torque wrench during this process, and that's because with these particular bearings in this hub assembly, they don't have a preload on them, so you can't necessarily torque them down to a given spec. So what I do to seat the bearing is I rotate the rotor and hub assembly in the direction that the wheel spins, and I slowly tighten by hand until I start feeling a decent amount of resistance. So, you know, somewhere between 6 and 10 pounds of like drag force to actually move the rotor. Once I'm there, I like to back it off between 1/8 and 1/4 inch of a turn and just kind of feel how the rotor's behaving at that point. Make sure that there's no slop or anything like that. And then I'll keep rotating it, tightening it by hand, backing it off, tightening it by hand, backing it off until I get that feel. As you can see, there's a little bit of resistance here, but that's because we're using a really thick grease and all the bearings are completely repacked. So that little bit of resistance is good, but you can see it spins freely with not a whole lot of effort. Anyway, that's kind of how I do it. Went ahead and torqued these two bolts down to 72 foot-pounds. The factory service manual says between 53 and 72 foot-pounds, so that's what I did. And that's a wrap, guys. Here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the other side, but we now have Z32 front brakes. Hallelujah. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.